Hello and welcome to Business Brew. We've made the tea, we've put our mobile phones on silent, and we're taking 5 minutes out in a busy day to talk about business. Today I'm with Paul Lansbury from the Pocket FD, and we're talking about forecasting. So Paul, tell me, why is a business forecast so important?
Well, a business forecast is a bit like a weather forecast. The point is you're going to try and predict all the things that could affect your business and make sure you plan for those in advance.
What sort of things? Are you talking sales, costs? What do you mean?
Well, I am talking sales and costs, but I'm going deeper than that. A business forecast should really focus on the drivers behind those numbers.
Drivers? What are we talking about? A load of chauffeurs?
Well, not quite. We're talking about a driver being the things that actually drive the sales and costs within your business. So I'll give you an example. If you've got an online business, the sales are actually made up from several components. It could be the number of visitors to your website, how many of those are going to buy a product, what the average price of that product is, and that way we can build up a complete picture of our sales.
Okay, and I guess then if you had a business to business proposition, you might look at the number of companies that had signed up for your services and perhaps the number of people within those companies who were actually using the services.
Absolutely right. And once you know what those drivers are, then you can much more accurately predict both sales and also costs.
Okay, I can see that would be a very helpful thing, but nobody can really predict the future. So isn't a forecast a bit like staring into a crystal ball?
Well, you might think that, but a forecast, whilst we might not know everything definitively, it's extremely helpful, A, for seeing how our sales and costs might change over time, but also more importantly, enables us to plan our cash flow, which obviously is the most important thing to monitor in any business.
I can see that. I mean, running out of cash is one of the biggest reasons for business failure. So if a forecast helps you with that, it's got to be useful.
Exactly. And of course, another reason for keeping a forecast is because what gets measured gets managed. So if you have a forecast, you can set targets and see how you're tracking towards those and making sure you therefore achieve your goals.
Okay, and if you're managing against that forecast, then if you can make adjustments, perhaps if you get shortfalls or windfalls.
Quite exactly right. Of course, a final reason for having a forecast, for which most businesses is absolutely critical, is if you want to raise investment. So whether you want to borrow money from your bank or raise equity from other investors, you absolutely need to have that forecast so you can demonstrate to them what return you're going to make for them.
I see, and I guess if you're issuing shares to an investor, then you need to value your business. And I suppose a forecast is quite important in valuing your business.
Absolutely, because one way to value a business, in fact, you might argue the most common way, is to value the business based on the profits it's making. So you need to be able to forecast what those are likely to be and have a forecast that therefore stands up to scrutiny.
Okay, so really a forecast is a useful tool. I can see that. But what sort of time frame would you forecast over?
Well, when we're thinking about a forecast, we're not necessarily thinking just in the short term. You need to take a slightly longer term view. I mean, typically a forecast would be for 3 to 5 years.
5 years? Wow, it must get really hard to forecast accurately the further you go into the future.
It does get more difficult the further out you go, but the great thing about a forecast is it's not something you do once and then put in your bottom drawer. It's something that you're going to come back to and revisit and refine as the months go on. So as the more information you get about your business and how the key drivers are changing, you can refine your plan and over time it becomes more accurate.
So Paul, I'm really beginning to see why a forecast is important. But where do you recommend somebody starts, and are there any tools they can use to help?
Well, there are tools out there, but actually you can get a long way just by using a spreadsheet. What I'd suggest is think about your business and perhaps break the sales down into the individual channels, maybe having a different channel on each sheet within your spreadsheet and have your months across the top and the key drivers of those sales and also the costs down the side. That way you can build up a complete picture of your business and get a good handle on its profitability.
And once you've got that picture, it makes it easy to share with investors. But if you're going to do that, you do want to be careful to have got it right. There's nothing more embarrassing than undermining your credibility because there's a schoolboy error in there.
Exactly right. And of course, these forecasts can get quite complicated. And Hattie, in your experience, how would you use a forecast with your clients?
Well, typically when I look at a forecast, I'm working with a business who's looking for investment. So I'm putting myself in the investor's shoes and I'm playing devil's advocate. I look at where is the growth in this business really going to come from? Is there enough in there for marketing? Are there new products coming on stream that bring new revenues? So I play a devil's advocate, if you like.
Sounds brilliant.
So, if you're looking to do some forecasting and raising investment for your business, pick up the phone and give me a call. I'll book you onto one of my free funding clinics. Alternatively, you can download my ebook, Valuing Your Small or Early Stage Business, from my website, and there's more information on forecasting in that.